from middle management to the corner office, 21 leadership strategies that will take you there. So please help me welcome John Love.
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Let me join in and wish all the mothers a happy and belated Mother's Day. Over the last year, I've been sharing with you segments from my speech, from middle management to the corner office, 21 leadership strategies that will take you there. And tonight I'd like to share with you 3 more. Leadership strategy number 15, be the first to give more. The problem with the employee-employer relationship is that most employers will pay you just enough to keep you. Most employees will work just hard enough not to get fired. In order to push this relationship forward, somebody's got to give, and that is give more. Now, do you really think your employer is going to pay you more before you do more? You, the employee, must be the one to break this impasse. Before you ever get paid to do more, you've got to do more. Come in early. Work with a great attitude. Every project that you're given to do, make it your goal to over-deliver. And stay late. This mainly benefits you. Many employees are reluctant to give more because in the past, each and every little thing they've done has not been rewarded or recognized. Many employees think that if they give more, only the company benefits. Let me ask you this. When you give more, whose stock goes up? Yours or the company's? Yours. When you give more, some wonderful dynamics take place. When you give more, your work ethic improves. When you give more, your self-esteem improves. When you give more, your fellow employees see your increased work ethic, your improved work ethic, and they can give you a great reference. When you give more, it is your stock that goes up, and if your company will not pay you more for doing more, another one will. Leadership strategy number 16. Take the Coca-Cola bottles downstairs with joy. When I was 21 years old, I was working for this particular company. I was working as an inside sales rep. I drank a Coke or 2 in the morning and a Coke or 2 in the afternoon. Out of 20 people on the sales desk, I was the leading Coca-Cola drinker. Our Coca-Cola machine was downstairs, and at that time we just had the glass returnable bottles, and so when somebody was supposed to finish, or when we finished with our empties, we were supposed to take those downstairs and put them in the wooden crate for the delivery man to take them away. Well, not everybody was good about taking their empties downstairs, and from time to time, in an effort to exert his authority, my sales manager would come up behind me, put his hand on my shoulder, and ask me to go around the entire sales floor and gather up everybody's empties. How humiliating that was. I started with this company in June, and by October of that year, I was salesperson of the month. This particular company had this great tradition that on the first day of each month, at the beginning of the day, they would reward the salesperson of the month in the prior month with this really nice plaque. Well, November 1st was my day. I got to stand up in front of the entire sales floor, and my sales manager presented me this beautiful plaque. That very afternoon, once again, he comes up behind me, puts his hand on my shoulder, and asks me to gather up everybody's empties and take them downstairs. Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you, how was the salesperson of the month supposed to react to this? Gave him my dirtiest look, is what I did. And you better believe that I walked around that sales floor gathering up those empty Coke bottles with a scowl on my face. And I don't know if it was my second trip downstairs or my third, but I caught myself and I said, John, this isn't you. And this is not the attitude that's going to take you where you want to go. I walked back upstairs and I noticed that there was a half-finished Coke sitting on my sales manager's desk. Well, it was my time to walk up behind him and put my hand on his shoulder. And he turned around and I looked him square in the eye and I said, when you finish with your Coke, I'll be glad to take your bottle downstairs.
Oh.
Should have seen the look on his face. It's worth $1,000. My best recommendation, if you want to advance yourself in this life, take the Coke bottles downstairs with Joy. Leadership strategy number 17. Your education never stops. If you have a high school education, let me highly recommend that you go to night school at a local college or a local university, or go online to one of those universities and get your AA. And if you've got an AA, let me encourage you to get your bachelor's. And if an MBA would take you where you want to go, well then by all means, get your MBA. Researchers conducted this particular study, and the conclusion at which they arrived, they found that somebody who had finished 1 year of college will make, on average, in their lifetime, more money than somebody with a high school diploma. Same study showed that somebody with 2 years of college will make, on average, more than somebody who has finished 1 year of college. Same study found that somebody who had finished 3 years of college made more money than somebody who had finished 2 years of college. And of course, the person with a bachelor's degree, on average, made more money than somebody who had finished 3 years of college. Your education never stops. In this world where virtually everything that we gain can be lost, in this world where virtually everything that we accomplish can be taken away, one thing they cannot take from you is your education. Ladies and gentlemen, never forget, you will only stand as tall as how tall you stand on the books that you have read. Mr. Toastmaster.